Hey, I'm Harriet. Welcome to Harriet Hill's Nutrition YouTube channel. Today I run a thriving nutrition business, but not too long ago I was bloated, constipated, under chronic stress and in a job I hated. This is the story of how I healed my IBS and transformed my life from the inside out. During the time I had severe IBS, I was trapped in a job I hated, surviving on around 6 hours sleep, training fasted on black coffee. I really thought at the time that what I was doing was right according to society. Eating clean, or what I thought was clean, training really hard to extremes. But in reality, I was damaging my gut, disrupting my hormones, feeling really unhappy, stressed out, high cortisol, and ignoring what my body was telling me. Despite every effort, support from doctors, they put me on antispasmodics, we tried peppermint oil, peppermint tea, low FODMAP diet, stool tests, you name it, I tried it, okay? Nothing worked. Why? Because the biggest trigger was stress and living out of alignment. Medical research shows that 90% of illnesses or conditions are caused by stress. Our bodies are actually so much more in tune with our environment than we give them credit for. So it's no surprise really that my symptoms got so much worse. I was miserable, I was bloated, I was constipated, and I was really unhappy. Even though I was really unfulfilled in my work, I was so fascinated by nutrition, which started from making healthy snacks. I was really fascinated by nutrition and wellness. So I started a part-time course, not knowing where I was going to end up with this. I didn't know I was going to be a coach. I just thought, right, the next first best step, if that makes sense, is to get a qualification in this and see where it takes me. Because if I follow my passions, if I follow my heart, it should hopefully work out. And now I've built a thriving business through one-to-one coaching, group programs, a group membership called Harriet's Health Club, and I run online and in-person workshops in Dubai and London. And from a spiritual standpoint, I truly believe that I was supposed to go through that trauma with the IBS in order to help other people overcome these symptoms and also help them to live more in alignment. I work with so many people now, unhappy in their jobs, unhappy in their careers, and I help them to break through using my beautiful blend of nutrition and wellness and mindset and manifestation. So what did I actually do to heal myself? I didn't have some sort of tailored protocol, which is what I would now prescribe my clients. And when I look back, it would have been so much easier, so much quicker, so much cheaper to have hired a professional like myself to actually guide me with professional guidance, as opposed to figuring it all out on my own, which, although it worked eventually, it took time and I was really misguided. So I stopped intermittent fasting. I stopped not eating until 11 a.m., which is what I was doing and surviving on black coffee. And instead I listened to my hunger signals. I had a 12-hour overnight fast. So, well, actually probably 12 to 14. So like 6 p.m. till 8 a.m. Had a really balanced, nourishing breakfast, like oats or like overnight oats or like a chia pudding. And I'd always make sure I had a good quality protein powder, not an ultra processed protein powder that I used to have packed with sweeteners, like for example, from my protein. Got rid of that, had natural yogurt, nuts, lots of antioxidants, berries, something that was really gonna keep me full and nourished and satiated. If I was gonna go savory, I'd have something like eggs with a good quality sourdough and avocado, tomatoes, spinach, getting in all those nutrients and fiber. I also swapped out the ultra processed protein bars, again, packed with sugar that I was eating on a daily basis, because that really did disrupt my gut. And that was like an instant thing I noticed. And I swapped those for naked bars or carrots and hummus or just fruit and nuts. Also, instead of snacking all the time, which is what I was doing as a result of being, sleep deprived, overtraining, blood sugar all over the place, I was snacking so many times throughout the day. I ended up changing that to just having a breakfast, lunch, afternoon snack, and a dinner. I also significantly reduced my alcohol intake, and alcohol is probably one of the only things now that does still impact my gut in a negative way. I feel like everything else I can tolerate, but alcohol does not bode well still. No wonder, it is a poison. I was probably drinking back then Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Obviously not really heavy, but a few glasses of wine here and there on the weekend. Whereas now I probably drink, if at all, once a week. And it's a few glasses of wine, and it's mindfully, it's for enjoyment. I rarely get drunk. And then movement wise, I ditched those 5 a.m. killer CrossFit classes in an attempt to make myself leaner, where actually it did the absolute opposite for me for fat loss wise. I actually was so inflamed and unhealthy. And this is no shade against CrossFit. Like, CrossFit can be incredible for so many people. It just didn't work for me. It was the intense pressure of having to lift heavy all of the time. And then also that like 15-20 minute burnout at the end, that HIIT workout at the end that just literally killed me off. I didn't enjoy it, and it just left me so inflamed. And I was just running on cortisol. Nowadays, I'm not gonna say that I absolutely love every workout, because I don't, but I do prioritize things I enjoy. So I do 2 to 3 strength, low impact body workouts in the gym, where I'm full body workouts, where I'm gradually getting stronger and building up over time. I also love to do a Pilates or a yoga or a bar class at least once or twice a week. And then more recently, I've got into running. So I'm running probably between 10 to 20K a week, split across the week, which are like a low, moderate, steady pace. I'm not, sprinting. And that for me has transformed my body. I feel like I'm probably in a position now where I actually am quite confident in my body, where I spent so long killing myself with workouts I hated and not liking my body. Whereas now I do feel like I am in a good position. On top of that, I do always aim to do at least 8 to 10,000 steps a day. Sleep. I cannot emphasize this enough. I was sleeping between 6 to 7 hours, if that. Now I get about 8 to 9 hours. And what's interesting is, for women, we're actually supposed to get between 9 to 10 hours. All the research around 8 hours, or when they say 6 to 8 hours, was all done on men. Men can actually survive on that and be fine. Women, our hormone fluctuations, we need a minimum of 8, but if not more. So now I'm going to bed about 9:30, 10, and I'm getting up about 6, 6:30. I'm getting a good 9 hours, and I feel so much better for it. I can see it in my skin, not only my body, but my skin and my energy levels and my mood. I'm just a better person to be around. Finally, the career leap. One defining moment that always sticks in my mind is working that corporate job, feeling deeply unfulfilled, going in every single day, but really trying my best, because I really wanted to. I pride myself on being a hard worker and being ambitious, and I was just so unhappy. And one day on my lunch break, I was sat on a park bench and I was just sobbing to myself, probably talking aloud, being like, I can't do this anymore. I cannot do this anymore. And I just walked back in and I served my notice, and I had nothing else to go to. I was leaving quite a high paid job at the time as well. I had nothing else to go to, but I just knew that I had to move on. I had to get out of this rut I was in, because it was damaging my health. Now, I no longer have IBS. I have clearer skin. I'm not inflamed. I'm not intolerant to different foods. I have far less cravings. I sleep better. And just all round healthier, more energized and happier. And this is all because I started listening to my body, not just for those hunger signals or those rest signals, but actually on like a deep intuitive level, where I listened to what my body was telling me when I was in that job I really disliked. So if you are dealing with gut issues like IBS, or, all different symptoms, bloating, constipation, gas, and this is preventing you from living out the life that you deserve, you need to download my free Gut Glow Up Guide. This includes my top tips, and it's a really good 3-day reset, really good starting point for you to repair your gut and heal your gut, one small healthy habit at a time. Thank you so much for watching, and keep an eye out for the next episode.